We come to our time of communion, and on Pentecost Sunday, it's especially appropriate that we think about the fact that that upper room was the place that Jesus prepared. It was where Jesus washed the feet of the disciples, as is recorded in John's Gospel. It was there that he prayed a prayer that they may all be one. And I believe, as have Christians throughout the ages, that Jesus was speaking not just to the 12, but also to us, to all who follow him, that they may all be one. John 17:21. There also in the upper room, Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, give I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." There, Jesus instituted what we now call the Lord's Supper. And it's also there, from the upper room, in that room, and then out into the street just beyond, where the Holy Spirit came and enlivened and empowered the church of Jesus Christ to go forth into the world, sharing the good news that God's love is open for all, and that simply by accepting that reality into our lives, we might be blessed and transformed and redeemed forever, our sin cast away, and our spirit made one with him. So with the power of the Holy Spirit, this Pentecost Sunday, we take up our elements, and we start by reflecting on the bread, the loaf, that Jesus took and blessed and broke and gave to them, saying, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is given for you. Eat of it, all of you, in remembrance of me." And in the same manner, Jesus took the cup and he blessed the traditional cup of Passover, the wine made from the grapes of the field that had grown in sunlight, had been crushed and contained and yet poured out again, represented the power of the creator of the vineyard, was part of a blessing, Baruch atah Adonai, a blessing of God to all humanity. And Jesus took that blessing out of Passover and he gives it to the disciples and says, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, shed for you and for many for the forgiveness of sin. As often as you drink of this cup, do so in remembrance of me." The grain of the fields, grapes of the vine, each of them going through a process of growth and maturity and harvest, each of them going through an arduous process of transformation to become the loaf and the cup, which are so easy to take for granted as they're set on your table for a simple supper. But crushed and baked grain and those picked and broken grapes, becoming juice that takes the sunlight from the sky and the bread that takes the solidity of the earth, and transformed, they give us strength for a day. As the body and blood of Christ, they represent strength for the Spirit, which can cause us to endure forever. As we eat, as we drink, we do so proclaiming the Lord's death and his resurrection until he comes again. And let us celebrate that reality in our lives with a bit more music as we listen together.